somewhere, right? So basically, I use AWS to deploy this project to somewhere, and from there, it will give you some URL. From this URL, everybody in this world can access this application. Small, right? Okay, okay, give me 1 minute. So let me share the screen first. I was calling to Aisha. I want co-host access. I want co-host access. Host. No, no, I'm saying co-host access. I already told you Aisha, so it is going. Okay, so fine. Let's start. Let's check the voice. The voice is also coming. Perfect. Okay, so now let's continue. I built this web application with the help of simple. There's one technology which is called Streamlit, right? So you should know that when saying writing this, let's say there's one technology which is called Streamlit. That is Streamlit, right? So with the help of Streamlit, you can build your uh, web application. This is like- Okay. So let's say a person don't know about HTML, they don't know about CSS, right? So they can simply use Streamlit to build nice this pen is writing. Today by mistake I poured water in this touch pen. start typing now. Okay, so this much code we just have to write to build that image to PDF converter. Only this much. And if you see here, we have used only three libraries. We will come to this part. Let's say while doing this full stack, if we have 1 or 2 days extra, right, I'll teach it. Otherwise, then we can learn it by your own. Okay, so now let's begin. So, so yesterday we were building one card, right? One card. There's a picture, headlines, paragraph, there's one button. Okay, so how far you reached in that? Are you able to create? So today we will discuss about these topics. Cases box model. So that card that we built yesterday, it was nothing but just you can say it's a box model. Right? So there is a box, we created a box, and inside the box we put some uh, which put some elements. Nothing else we will left here. Then okay. Now let's understand the structure of this session. What we are going to do. So first we will start with understanding what is this box model, right? After that, we will see what exactly the content is. Content, actual the text, image, and element. After that, we will see how we can put the margins and what exactly margin means, right? After that, we will see what is border and what's exactly the padding means, right? And this is like most important thing. So whenever you have any box, right? So these property you will use all the time, right? Okay. So first, let's start with what exactly the box model is. The box model is nothing but it just a rectangle box, right? And it has basically four things. Each box have a content, right? Content means does the box contain any image or it's an text or does it contain what else? Video, audio, right? So this is a content. So this is done. After that, how you want to align it, right? Alignment. So what margin you want to give, what border you want to give, and what padding you want to give, right? Now let's understand with one example. So let's say first, this is a box, right? Imagine this is your entire body, I can say background of the website, right? This is the entire page of any website. Inside that entire page, we have one section and we call it as a box, right? Now we know that inside it, there is a content. Inside it, there is a content, right? After that, there is one level up, we have something called padding. I'll come to this part, right? What exactly is the padding? So padding is nothing but just a border, the content of the border, right? After that, and let's understand here border. On outer layer, there is one border. So first, this is the content. This is your padding layer, or you can simply say padding. After that, this is your border, and after that, outside, this is your margin, right? This is what the structure of your piece, right? I don't want to delete that things. Yeah, this is the structure, right? Okay, so any confusion? Margin, there is a confusion, right? But understanding these 4 points, the content, the padding, border, and the margin, right? Okay. Now first, let's start with the content. We know that content is nothing but just whatever the content of our uh, website, images, text, audio, video, and like so on, right? Padding, always remember, it's keep the space inside the border, right? So this is your border, this is your border line, and how much far you want your content. What is the gap between these content, border and the content, right? When we come to the practical, then you will understand like completely, right? So after that, you will see a border. So what is the distance of this? After that, you will see the margin. You can set the margin. Okay. So now after this, let's come to our coding. So let's open the VS Code here. Try this one. Okay. Using all the unnecessary tabs. Okay. So let's create box.html, or let's write it like program one underscore box.html. Okay. So again, same code, whatever we are writing, doc type HTML, then after HTML, open and close. Then we write head, open and the close. After that, we'll say body, open and just close it. Right? Okay. So let's add only one paragraph. Only one paragraph, right? I'm taking P. And here, let's say what I will write. Let's say uh, I will open a new shop. Vishal Sweet. Okay. Vishal Sweets. Okay. Can I write a bigger text? So what I will do, yes. So let's write welcome to Vishal Street House. Let's say corner. It sounds good. Okay. Let's put some nice emoji. Okay. So now next, let's put the title here and let's give any title. Street stop. Run it. Okay. So this is the paragraph that we got, right? Now, uh, now understand this part. From this only, just understand. So where is my content? This is my content, right? Just outside of it, we have a padding. Or you can imagine like this. Let's say this is a box, right? This is a content box. With the help of padding, you can adjust the height, right? Let's say this content you want to put it down. Let's say this is your box. You want to put content here, right? Or you want to completely put the content on the left side, or you can put the right side, right? Or you can put the top, right? For the content. Now let's come to the padding. Now this entire thing, again, you have a how many direction to move? Hope your phone is safe. It's safe, right? Again, see, you have a four direction to move. Again, if you come to the border level, again you have four direction to move. Again, come to the margin level, you have a four direction to move, right? So this is what actually that's why they bring margin border padding, right? Okay. So now let's come here and as of now, what you will see here, this is your content. Outside is your padding. After that, you got a border, and after that, you got a margin, right? Okay. Let's see. So what I will do, since this only text I cannot have to understand with that box. First, let's build a box for that so that we can visualize it properly, right? After that, we'll put this padding margin. So this topic may looks like confusing, but if you do practice, you will understand. So next, what I will do, uh, I will put this tag into the div, right? And I will give name. Let's say the name I am giving here box. This close the div, right? Let's see the output one more time. This is our output. Now I want to see the box so that I can visualize this uh, what is padding, border, and the margin. So for that, what I will do, I will create one style. After that, so so we have used a div tag and we have used a class called box and how we can use it in your output like that. Okay. And anything on? Yeah, what's the issue? Everything is correct, right? About 5 minutes. Just one. Yeah. Ah, correct. This margin, pattern, forward. Done. Okay. You always put color things. Okay. Okay, so here you provided left pixels, right? Ah, okay. Water resist. Yes, one more thing, like put it into the drip glass. Use the dip tag. Okay. Uh, let's see the solution now. We will build this in less than like 1 minute. Okay. What's the output of this? Okay, so this is the output, right? So let's convert uh, this into that output. Where's that? Okay. We will convert this box into this, right? Okay. Now tell me what are the changes we have to make here? Because we have to add add border radius. Let's make it. Okay. Yes, we have to add box shadow also. Right? So the box shadow, let's say 5px left side, that let's say 10 on the right, let's say top on the bottom on the. After that, we can give some color also, white, gray color. See the output, right? So, but this height is too much. How we reduce the height? By reducing padding. Okay, and also we have to increase. So, what was the code for this? If I wanted to increase this margin, so we will increase the margin to let's say 150, 120. Okay, let's take off. And after that, we'll reduce the padding. Say 25. Okay, fine. Right, right. Okay, so we can even change the color so that exactly like this border it will come. So this is your peach puff. The color is peach puff. See the output, peach puff. And after that, uh, border, what was the border? Put the border as orange. Border color. Put a blue, let's put orange. Okay. And adding it reduced to 15. Yes, exactly. We made it like this. We're going to increase this radius. So tell me the code. Border radius. Let's make it to 20. 20. It will become more curved. What if we make 50 then? Or if I make it as a 50%, then what happens? Will it come on circle? Oval, right? Okay. So basically, it depends upon the content. If we reduce some content here instead of this, if you just make it sweet corner, you will get okay. Now, what's right? Okay, we have to change something, right? Okay, fine. So uh, after that, let's make one more small project. Let's see one more. We'll see this tomorrow. Let's make this. This time you will see here the border is dash. This is dash. Okay, I'll give you the hint. So first, let's start with uh, width and the height. So this you can handle with the help of width parameter, right? All the box. After that, this you can handle with the help of height parameter, or you can I can say control. And after that, uh, let's use some margin here, right? Oh, there is margin, not outside. There is some margin. And after that, there is a border here, but your border are in the dash. Border you will provide here dash test. Right? So first we will say some px. I'll give him another color here. Let's use this color. So border. First you will say some 2x. After that you will say dash. Next you have to provide the color. Let's say this looks like a green. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Yes, practice. And yeah, there is one more thing. Let's say you wanted to display the entire thing on this line, right? A horizontal line. So in that case, you will use in place and use. So you will use something called display, and for this display, you will use inline block. And this is our next topic, right? This is our next topic. Types of display. We have block, we have inline block, and none. So here we are using inline block, right? So if you have a little knowledge of like inline display, it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, just try it out. Try this. Now, so there's one more thing. You have to create a three box, but in the styling for how you do the styling. For individual box, you do the styling, or for all box, you will do a single styling. Yes. So if you see here, all the property of this box is same, right? With single styling, you can apply to all the box. Do you remember we are giving something called class, right? We you say give equal to give class and we say box. Give this class name to all the boxes. Create a three box in your HTML code. Give this class equal to box to all the three boxes, or you can say paragraph or this headline, whatever you want. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Just try. In 2 minutes, I will give you the solution. So I'm making a putting a 2 minute of timing. I know you can't do it in 2 minutes, but let's see. If you at least reach to 50%, that's enough. Done? Okay. So time up. Let's see how we can solve this. So let's come to the VS Code. In the name program to underscore box dot html. Okay. So again, doc type HTML, head and the body. Title, let's say box. Okay. So here I want three things. Either I can go for the headlines, or I can go for the paragraph, or I don't take any paragraph or headlines. I can simply put some text here, right? So, but you have to use this div. So let's use this div, and I'm putting here a box. And let's say, let's put anything. Let's say this is my, how can I say? Can I say box one? Okay, let's take this. Let's close this div. I will repeat this three times. Now, let's see the output. Let's make it to the box two, and let's put it to the box three, right? Let's see the output first. Open with live server. So this is the output that you are getting. Box one, box two, and the box three, right? First, let's do this alignment. What I want here, before doing any kind of putting the box, I want to first do the alignment. So this alignment, you will see it's a vertical. Let's say I want horizontal alignment. Let's say I want box one here, then box two here, then box three here. So in the horizontal alignment, so again we will come to the styling. Say style, and after that you will say div This is the class. So we'll say div class. And here we have something called display. Again, for display, you have four methods that we will see tomorrow or today only we can see, right? So, so we have first block, inline block, and the map. We'll see in like 10 minutes. This entire code display options. Okay. Just write if you wish. So here, what we will use inline block, right? Okay. So now let's come to our code. So display I will use here inline block. Now let's see our output. So it didn't came. Right. Okay. Yeah, I have yes to put the box here. Okay, correct. Okay, came, right? Okay, so after that, what I want, what's the next requirement? We have to put the box to each and every text, right? So put the box, what we will use? What border? So put the box. What we use? Border. Ah, let's put a border property. And after that, let's say 2px. And what kind of border I want? Let's say this. See, this is a dash line, dash, 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 right? This kind of line I want. For that, we have dashed, uh, dashed. Okay, now let's see. We got it, right? So box is done. Okay. So next, what I want some width, right? I just want some width here, some width and the height. If you check here in our example, this box got some width and the height. This is the width and this is the height, right? So let's put here. So VS Code and then starts with width and let's say width I'm saying 150 px. After that, let's put height. So height I wanted to put let's say 100 px. Now let's see. Done. So far it's good, right? Now if you see this, what else we have to do? We have to put the color. Okay, so for coloring, what we use? Background color. And that's light green, right? Light green. Okay. See, see the output, light green. Done. What else? Observe the difference. This you will see small difference. Some spacing we wanted to give. Now, from here you will understand the difference between your margin and padding. Margin and padding. Let's understand these two differences. Okay. Now, first thing, um, let's first come to our output. So this is our output. So you will see there is a gap, a nice gap, right? So for this, what we will use here? Do we use margin or the padding? What will we use for this one, for this gap? Yes. So padding is always inside the border, right? Always remember this is your border, and padding is always inside your border, right? And outside of border is your margin, right? Okay. So come here and we'll add some padding here. Padding and padding, let's say 10 px. See the output. Okay, we got some padding here. Next, we know that margin is outside of border. To give some space, let's add here margin 10 px. Okay, we did it. Only the lining we can also convert to green. This is your light green, and I think we use black. Okay, border. By default, it took the black. We can take green. Okay, let's see. Okay, exactly same. Okay, so any confusion here in understanding this portion? CSS box model, margin, border, padding, and the content, right? So what? Let's do some revision. What margin will do? It will set the entire box. What border will do? Just put some box. What padding will do? The content, the content inside the sorry, the border. Okay. So basically, what this padding will do? It will adjust the height of your content, right? Okay, so this is done. Now, I suppose over this. Wait, I'll reduce the size. Okay, now take. Done. Okay. So with this, let's understand some concept of your CSS display property. So, let's use that. So by default वो क्या करता है ना कुछ margin और border को automatically add करता है. Okay, so with this, let's understand CSS display type, right? So if you see the code, right now we have used this inline block, right? Now, instead of this inline block, you can provide here, let's take this example only. Instead of inline block, you can provide here simply inline. And let's see the output. See, your inline don't have a height or the width. Okay, I'll come to this part. So after that, let's say After that, let's say let's use this block. Instead of inline, let's use a block here. And now let's see how it came, right? So only one code I have changed. Instead of inline, this VS code, yeah, instead of inline, we put inline block. Like instead of inline block, we use blocks only. So this is your display and the display types. Means how you want to arrange your content. Hmm. Okay. Can you see this example? So our next topic is CSS display property. This is very simple. We'll finish up in like 20 minutes. So again, four display property you have: block, inline block, and then none. Right? So what this block will do, it will take up the entire width, right? So after that, what this inline will do, starts with this one. Block will take up the entire width of your web page from start to end, right? After that, this inline. So what this inline will do, uh, so basically inline don't have a width and the height property, right? So let's say let's use only this inline to our code, and you will see here. So this code here instead of block, let's write inline, and you will see here these two property, width as well height. This inline don't have a width and the height. Now let's see what's the problem. See, right? So always remember, whenever you will use this display as an inline, never use these two, width and the height, right? If you wanted to use the width and the height, then you have to say inline block. Then you will say width and height, right? Okay. What this inline will do? It will put entire thing on the width, or you can say horizontal line, right? Okay. And what block will do? One after another in vertical line. Okay. So next, let's see. Let's create a small project. Or first, let's see all the examples. We'll take all the examples. So this is the example of, so I'm taking one program one underscore. This is display.stl. Okay, so let's start building. Uh, so we will do one thing. We will create uh, we will put two contents. Okay, let's build like this. So let's say first you say here a div, After that, you put two things. Let's say uh, this is block, right? And after that, let's create one more. Let's say this is a block one, or let's say this is block one and this is block two. You take this example, right? And after that, let's give some name here. Let's say class, and class, let's provide the block. So in this class, we will use only the block display. And let's say block, right? Okay. Now let's see the output first. So it will display like this. We know that whenever you will use block, how it will show in vertical line, right? Okay. So now I wanted to see like how much space it is taking. Or let's do one thing. Let's put some border here. Come to the style. And after that, let's put some block. So here display will use block. Okay, you will confuse with this. Let's say same V1 and V2. Both I took as a V1 as name of my class. Okay, display we put as a block. Let's put some background here. Light yellow. Let's say light blue, right? And yeah, let's see how it's looking. Okay, see, it is taking entire width here. Now let's say I want some space in between. What we will use? We'll use margin. So we have one more thing. We can use margin top. Let's say so margin already you understand the margin, right? We have few more property which is called margin top, margin bottom, right? So here what I will do for each content I will put margin bottom. That's right here. So if you type only just margin, you will get so much suggestion. We have simple margin, margin top, margin bottom, margin left, right, margin line, right, log. You can even try it. But mostly people use margin top, margin bottom, left and right, right? So I use margin bottom. So margin bottom. And after that, let's provide the 10 pixels only. See, we got some nice spacing. Okay. So this is your block example, display block. Next, we will see inline block. So how using inline, how element arrange horizontally. So remember, if you use the block, in block, you will put one after another. If you use inline, that in same line, they will put a different contents, right? Okay. So next, let's create. So I'm taking this and paste here. So this class I will say B2, right? Okay. Now, if I show you the output now, it came like this, right? Let's convert it to inline. So instead of block, so I'm copying this entire thing. Let's paste it here. And here I'll say B2. And yes, now let's see. Oh, here inline, inline. See how it is coming, right? Now tell me. So there is two content, right? There's a two content, but there is no space in between. What we will use? Just now we learned about margins. We have margin top, bottom, left, right. So what we'll use? Margin right. We can use? Yes. See, okay, I'll explain this one more time. So basically, this is your margin, right? Now you have margin top, margin bottom, margin left, and margin right, right? So here we will use this to fix this issue, right? So let's go to our code and instead of margin bottom, I will say margin right. See the output. Let's change the color also. Uh, I want everything in light. Let's say light green. Do we have this? See, right? So with display properties for this one, display equal to block. And for these two, we will use display is to inline, right? Okay. Now the issue with this inline is that we don't have a two property called width and the height. This is the issue. Let's say you want this property. So in that case, you have to use inline block. Inline block, it will give you width and height properties, right? Okay. So our next part is inline block. So it's already 17. So we will just copy and paste it. So here we'll say B3. Here also I say B3. And after that, I copy this entire thing, paste it here. Let's make it as B3. And for this, let's say what option we have, right? Let's take this coral and yes, so just delete this first. Let's find out what's the output. So this is the output. Okay. We have to change. This is X3. Okay, this is inline. We want to use inline block. Okay, now let's see. Okay. And why it went to here? Okay, anyway, we can add a simple BR tag. Can add simple a BR tag there. Will come down. Okay, done. After that, we want some nice spacing. So uh, let's add a padding here. Padding, let's say 10 px I want. So this inline block give me advantage of use the width. I can increase the width. Let's say 150 px I'm increasing. I can also increase the height. Okay, this is 100 px. Okay, height. See, and also like I need some space. It's not looking good. I need some space here. So can you use margin uh, instead of margin? What else I can use? We can have multiple BR, but using BR is not at all good. Okay, so after that we have last, which is called none. Right? It will not apply any kind of display. So, but now the question is that why we have none here, right? If you don't want this, not use it. Don't use it. What's the point of like bringing the none? Any idea? Can you guess? Okay, I'll give you some hint. So now the question is that if you don't want to use any display, don't use any display. But what's the point of bringing none? I'm just giving a small hint. There is something called default. Now, just yes, yes. What is the why they bring the none display? Okay, I'll repeat the question one more time. So in the display, we have just now we have seen we have block, we have inline, and we have inline block, right? What this block will do, it will put all the content one after another. Inline to put it on the horizontal line. But inline has some problem, we don't have a width and the height. So that's why we bring it inline blocks. It has advantage of, like, it has property of width and the height, right? After that, they also have something called none. What's the point of bringing? If I don't want to use the display, it's better I will not use it in our code, right? So in our code, so everywhere we have used some display. We use display here, display property here, right? Okay, so answer for this question is that whenever you will use, just remember this, whenever you will use a div tag, right? By default, you will get a block. Remember, whenever you will use a div tag, by default, display equal to black is assigned. You will see display is to block, right? There is one more tag which is called span. Whenever you use same div and span, both works like same, right? Whenever you will use span, it has display equal to inline by default, right? So now the thing is that let's say you wanted to use this div, but at the same time you don't want to use this block, right? So instead of this, you can change it to none. This is why they have provided here none, right? I'll just repeat one more time. So your div has display block by default. It having a display by default of block. If you don't want to use the display by default block, you can override and you can put it as none, right? So if you want to see, let's say, so everything is div, right? So here we use div. Now let's say div already has a block. So if I delete this part, right? See, it will not make any change. First, let's see the output. This is your output, and this top two is your block, right? If I delete this, or let's say comment it, you will not get different output. Same output you are getting, right? Because by default, your div has a block, right? Now, now instead of this, let's say uh, for this you have converted, you use span, for example, right? So I'm changing everywhere to span, right? Or let's do one thing. Let's change it to that only the top here, so that you will understand the difference. This is I commented, right? I just use here span. So previously, how we are getting the output one after another. Now let's see. See inline, right? So this is the difference. To make it as block, or let's say you don't want to use this, you can simply say none. None. You want to overwrite it? Let's say none. It will not display. Or it will like display. It will, or one more thing is that it display entire thing. Disappear. Okay, so this was okay. So what we covered in today's session, so let's summarize it. We have seen types of display. We built this boxes. We built another box. After that, we have seen margin, border, padding, and the content. These two topics are very, very important. It's very important for your interview point of view. Interviewer will ask you what exactly the margin, border, padding, what it do, right? So whenever you have to explain this one, imagine this box, right? So this is your border. This is your border. Now inside this, yeah, after padding, and outside of this border, margin. Yes. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yes. Let us zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. It will not fit. Okay. Tell me when to scroll down. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then it's already 6:30. Shall we wind up? Okay, so let's wind up our today's session. We'll see you tomorrow.